Hey guys, John here at eTrailer.com. Today we have our 2020 Chevy Trax and we are test fitting the Hollywood Rack's Destination 2-bike platform rack. This is designed for 1 1/4 inch and 2-inch trailer hitch receivers. It's a great way to get up to 2 bikes to our favorite destination without loading them on top of our vehicle with a roof mount bike rack or trying to fit them in the rear hatch area of this vehicle. It is a smaller crossover, and so it would be hard to get a bike into the rear of this vehicle, so this is a great option for us. The Destination can hold up to 2 bikes weighing 35 pounds each. It can accommodate a tire width of up to 3 inches and a max tire wheelbase of 48 inches. Your wheelbase is going to be from the center of one axle to the center of the other axle. This bike rack holds our bike at 3 different points of contact. We have 2 straps for our wheels, and then we have the center mast with a strap that goes around the down tube of our bike. So it can accommodate different styles of bike frames, but there is frame contact. So you do want to make note that any bikes that have a sensitive frame, like a carbon fiber bike, or maybe if you have a sensitive paint job that you really don't want to touch, you might want to look into a different option that holds the bikes by the wheels only. Anyways, let's get our bike off the bike rack and then we'll see how it interacts with the vehicle. So we'll start off by removing the wheel straps. Just press in the buttons and move these around. There are rubber coatings, so our wheels are protected, as well as our frame. There's a rubber coating here too. And then we want to hold onto our bike as we remove the center ratcheting strap, since it is what holds the frame of our bike. And then we'll just lift our bike up and over that center mast. I would like to point out the Hollywood Racks did a really good job at pointing out what features we're going to be using by putting gray on them. So the levers we use for our straps, they're gray, and then the places where we move our rubber portions on our straps, those are also gray as well. To lower our center mast, we'll just loosen up this knob here and lift this arm out of the way, then move it down. This then allows us to open up our rear hatch area so that we can load or unload any cargo we might need to carry with us aside from our bikes. We do need to remove our bike. This bike rack doesn't have a tilting feature like some other bike racks do, but we still are able to gain access to our rear hatch area. With our bike removed, get some measurements. The furthest point of our bike rack is going to be these arms here, and it sits 23 inches away from our rear bumper. Since this is a shorter vehicle and this is a shorter distance, I don't see us having any problems with our bike rack still loaded fitting into maybe a smaller garage or a tight parking space. As far as ground clearance goes, this arm here is going to be the lowest point, which is right at 15 1/4 inches. This does have a rise in the shank, and so this sits higher than our hitch receiver will, so I don't think we're going to have any problems with ground clearance issues. The Destination does have a folding feature, and so to activate that, we'll remove the pin from the back side of this bolt here, loosen up the knob, and then we can tilt it up into the folded position and make sure we put our bolt back in place, so that way when we head down the road our bike rack is secured and we're not seeing it move anywhere. With our bike rack in the folded position, this now puts the furthest point of our bike rack out here, which is going to be at 12 3/4 of an inch. And then the closest part of our bike rack when it's folded up is going to be one of the center platforms here, which is 4.5 inches. So sits close enough that it does look nice and snug up against our vehicle, but it's not close enough to make any kind of contact. Ground clearance wise, we are looking at 13 3/4 inches. Again, there's a rise in the shank, so down here it's right in line with our hitch receiver, but up here we have more of a rise, so we don't have to worry about ground clearance. I would like to point out that the Destination comes with a locking anti-rattle hitch bolt, and so it's threaded, which means once we get that nice and tight, it's actually secured to our hitch receiver, so I can move the shank of our bike rack and it actually moves our entire vehicle. So this sits really solid with our vehicle. And then the lock means it's going to help deter theft of our bike rack. But that's going to do it for the Hollywood Racks Destination Bike Rack on our 2020 Chevy Trax. Thanks for watching.